This is our project, 230 hectares of burnt and mismanaged land that we aim to regenerate, bringing more native trees and creating a true forest that will help support biodiversity and protect this land from wildfires and erosion. And this is our base camp, central point of our daily tasks: planning, planting, seeding, repairing, building. Lots of work, right? But you know what is the hardest? Organisation. It took us years of experience, mistakes, and a wildfire to figure it out. And today we will show you how we turned everything around to create this clear organisation system. In the previous episode of our post-fire rebuilding journey, we showed you how we rose from the ashes, cleaning, planning, and starting the biggest reorganisation of our base camp. If you missed it, go watch episode 25, where we transformed a burnt out container into a carpentry workshop.
So our base camp was always a bit dysfunctional and not very organized before the fire. And after the fire it got worse. Half the equipment burned, the other half scattered around. We were also in this surge of responding very quickly to the catastrophe, and we started doing log barriers on the land and quick fixes here and there, and the whole host of activities, and the scale of what happened was so big, and of the work itself, we realized we were just maybe tickling the land, we weren't being very effective. So we decided to do two things. We decided to first focus on low effort, massive scale actions, and the drone seeding is a big part of that. Letting the land heal, it's also important to let the land heal by itself, and for us to be able to see how it responds to the fire. And then actually turning the base camp into fully organized, fully functional tool shed and equipment shop. And we even use that opportunity as well to take a step back, breathe in, and focus on something that's very basic but very essential in a project like this, and letting the drone do its thing, letting the land do its own thing, and letting our mind as well reorganize, let's call it like that, and refocus before we go out on the land again. So yeah, that was it.
As we mentioned, our regenerative project demands many types of work, and we need a lot of space and dedicated sections to organise this work properly. We build and repair things on a daily basis, and since we work a lot with metal, we decided that besides a carpentry workshop, we also need a proper metal shop. So we cleaned it and refreshed another container to build this workshop. This will become an integral part of our newly organised base camp. By connecting 3 side containers to the main structure, we'll streamline the workflow. With access from both inside and outside, the workshops will be far more practical and accessible. The new carpentry workshop is already complete. Now it's time to organise the storage space and build our own metal workshop.
What are you working on now?
Okay, so we're making a workbench so we can put the new meter saw for metal that we have, and we can cut metal easily, so that we are not always stepping outside and sorting out the metal to make sure it doesn't bend.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step for all of this is cutting all the parts. Okay. Okay, so now we go to the next stage of the workbench. We're gonna put up the legs. So yeah, already prepared for the first one. So yeah, let's do it.
This workbench isn't just for the miter saw, it's built for efficiency. Storage everywhere, drawers for everything. Yeah, João, nothing humbles you like a drawer that actually has to fit. If you're enjoying João getting lost in his thoughts, take a second, hit like, comment, subscribe, hype the video. It really helps push the project forward and João do his maths.
Just gonna cut the bottom for the drawers. Just gonna slide in here. And these are the drawers for this metal working table that Pedro has been making.
Workbench done, time to move it into place.
Está prendido embaixo.
Time to bring another workbench we've been working on. In this one, we saved more than €1,000 by doing it ourselves. And here it is, the metal workshop. Clean, organised, labelled. Clear zones, better workflow, protected from the elements.
So it's this container's turn. Gonna do the same. Grind the paint and the rust off the walls. Probably apply some anti-rust product and paint them. And then reorganize with some space for chainsaws and weed whackers. Extensible the chainsaw, the pole saw. Maybe do something to the floor. Still quite good, even if it's worn out, full of character.
Next step, prep the walls. Grind, clean, and protect everything with anti-rust.
So this is a iron oxide converter, so it basically neutralizes rust and stops it from further developing. Chemical reaction behind it? I don't know, it just works. gonna get this container painted, and last time we got some drips from the spray gun on the cameras, so we're gonna play it safe this time. See you later. So it's time to make another workbench for chainsaw maintenance. It's gonna go in this container that right now is being painted, and these are the parts for the workbench. I'm gonna continue cutting them. Come along. Can you see? Not really. Switch so you guys can see. Alright, these planks just need planing, and we'll have the workbench for chainsaw maintenance.
For this container, we decided to go big on the storage and apply the learning Pedro got on welding to make a big storage rack. And with leftover wood from the carpentry shed, Wilson is designing a dedicated system for the farming tools. Everything's visible, everything's accessible. To finish it off, a locker room style bench, a place for our regen ragers to change, gear up and get to work. Designed by João. Simple, functional, solid and pretty.
So just gluing this plastic on top because it's going to be for the shoes, the lower shelf, and on top is going to be a seat. Hey guys, welcome to our almost finished project, our adventure of turning the containers into fashionable and practical workspaces. Here we have our dressing room / tool maintenance and storage area with boxes for our PPIs and storage for our hand tools and for all our motorized tools, and a nice workbench to do all the maintenance of these. And now let's go to the metal workshop on that side. Here's our metal workshop with a table that extends on the sides for soldering, some screw and nuts and bolt storage, a table for the metal miter saw, and more storage.
Storage is important.
Storage. Now let's go to the carpentry workshop. Here we have a halfway done project and more storage, place for all our measurements, for bits, for hammers and chisels, for jigs, saws and sanding papers, our battery tools, power tools. Here we're gonna have a charging station. We have our table, our miter saw and our table saw, nice little clamp on the workbench, and lots of storage.
Well done, João. Looking sharp. 2 more containers fully transformed. From chaos to clarity. from ashes to systems. Now, every tool has a place, and that changes everything. Because regeneration isn't just about planting trees, it's about building systems that make that possible. And this is how it starts. If you want to support this project more directly and support us in building, regenerating and documenting, then consider becoming a patron. You're not just watching this happen, you're helping make it happen. See you and take care.